Welcome to Sassy and Successful, the podcast with stories full of stress, success, and lots of sass. With me today, from Cazinc The Label, Caz Rowland. Yay!
Hi, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I've got a lot of sass.
Yeah. You came to the right podcast for it.
I did. I sure did.
Caz, before starting with the whole story, please tell me first, what's Cazinc The Label?
So Cazinc The Label is a brand that I started at the young age of 50. I am 58 now, so we've been going for 8 years, and it's a different label. It's a label that is slow fashion, ethically made, which back when I started, many moons ago now, no one knew about ethical labels, slow fashion, and what we're all about. And I've still got the same message today. My clothing is for women whose body shapes have changed, and some of those women can be in their early 20s, but it's made for curves. And so my cuts are different to the straight up and down, because most of us do have curves these days, and we're embracing our curves. So I want to have styles that we show off shape and not skin, and it's very European based. I don't follow any Australian labels because I want to do something different. I follow stylish European women, and that's where I get my designs from. And part of our slow fashion values is that we have timeless pieces, so it's seasonless. Even though at the moment we're promoting that we've got our summer collection, but I'm wearing a pair of pants today from, that I've had for 4 or 5 years, that are part of our essentials, and a new shirt from this collection. So we're really trying to embrace you. It's more about wardrobe building rather than shopping and then everything ending up in landfill.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, this shirt, it's from Cazinc The Label.
It's our new Zara tank.
Can you please describe it for me?
Well, we try and have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Because, life is too short not to have fun.
Yeah.
And so this is part of our Studio 54 collection. So I don't know if you remember Studio 54.
I don't.
You don't? But Studio 54 was a popular discotheque with all the celebrities over in America, and it was huge, and it was all about the sequins. Cher used to go, and so many celebrities, and so that's what this collection is all about. It's sequins, and it is fun, and our clients love the sequins.
Yes, it's definitely, and I think sequins, it's also part of timeless, because I think towards the history of fashion, you can see sequins everywhere.
Exactly.
Everywhere and every way. It doesn't matter like brands or even age. Like I think sequins go from all kind of ages. I mean, when we're girls, like we just like to, wear sequins and feel like disco balls and just like feel amazing. And it's one of the things that I've seen in your label, which is feeling amazing and embracing your body.
Oh, definitely. But it's taking off the blinkers. Because so many women will dress their daughter, and so their daughter, will dance around and feel great. We can do that too. And that's what it's all about, because when you look good and you feel fabulous, then you want to go out, you want to celebrate life. I've been there where I've not felt really good about myself. I've been in the bottom of the wardrobe, don't worry, and saying I'm not going to this event because I've got nothing to wear, in tears, and my husband's looking at the wardrobe that is full of clothes, going, Caz, come on. Like, this hasn't happened since I've had my own label. But, the wardrobe is full of clothes, and I'm in the bottom crying, going, I'm not going. I'm in the fetal position. Do you remember Moira from Schitt's Creek when she was in her wardrobe? Okay, that was me.
Yeah. It's really fun to portray that, but it's it's not fun to feel it.
No,
it's one of the things.
Awful.
I mean, in the past, I lost more than 15 kilos.
Wow.
In 2 years. Yeah. So I was in a relationship. I wasn't like fully embracing myself. And I think part of that relationship also made me gain the weight. And when I left it, I was like, well, I have no longer relationship, but I have still this weight. And you have to build, and you have to rebuild yourself, like your identity, the way you dress, the way you feel, the way you act. And when I met you and when I met your brand, for me, it was like, I want to do that. Like, I want women to feel themselves, and I want to embrace, I'm Mexican. So curves are in my DNA. My grandma, my mom, everyone in my family has curves. So when the world is telling you like, oh, curves, it's too much, or like we don't do clothes that, like in your curve here in the hip, like it's too tight, and then you're frustrated because it's like, I was a size 10. How come I'm not a size 10 in this? But then you see the pants and it's like a straight line
Straight
that
cut.
it's not even like realistic in bodies.
Yeah.
And it can be frustrating for as a woman that you're trying to find yourself, and then the marketing out there and the clothing out there and the fashion out there, it's making you feel that you're not supposed to have curves.
I'm so happy that you brought this up so quick, because we have some clients who are a size 16 to 18 and they embrace their bodies. They are full of confidence, and that's what it's all about. It's being confident, and it's healthier to have curves. I'm a size 8 in my label, which could be up to a size 12 to 14 in other labels. Because we are slow fashion, it's Australian sizing, which is on par with colours and patty. And that's what I want. And we've got so many clients who come in and they say, oh, I'm wearing a size 10. Well, I'm going to wear this inside out so everyone can see the tag. But that's what it's meant to be. But I am the fit model. Because even though I'm a size 8, I'm not a skinny size 8. I'm a healthy size 8 in my label. I have a tummy. I've had 2 cesareans, 4 children, and the tummy is there, the bum is
the
there,
body.
and I embrace it. And I've got the hips, always have. And when I was younger, I always wanted to be that straight up and down, because that's what we always saw. And no longer do I want that. I'm actually grateful. My tummy is my trophy because it gave me my 4 beautiful children. My bum, I've seen a lot of women who don't have a bum, and I go, oh, that's it. I'm embracing the bootay. And Beck, who works with me, we always say we embrace our bootays. And we've got the boobs. And, I was laughing because I was in Pilates the other day, and, how we do these exercises. And when we were younger, we used to say, I must increase my bust.
Yeah.
Well, now we think we must decrease my bust. But that's what it's all about. It's, we don't have any negativity in our boutique, because we want you to find yourself, because a lot of women have been lost. They don't know how to dress anymore, and they come in and they say to me, Caz, it's so good to have options. And that's what they love. And I'll say, oh no, that's not for you. Yeah. We need to take that off. But we've got better. And that's where we take you on a journey of discovering who you are. It's not only about what clothes you wear, it's about your style, personality. Yeah. Because I'm more of an elegant, tailored, but then there's times that I want to be that little bit rock chick, a little bit edgy. It depends on your mood for the day, and that's how you need to dress. But a lot of clients will say, oh, I'm going to bring my friend in. But the friend's a completely different style, personality. And I always say you can swap clothes at the end of the day if you go shopping together. Yeah. Because I've got some clients who are, not clients, friends who are boho, or, like the pretty frilly things. That's not me. Yeah. I'm more of a structured, straight. And, so I wouldn't shop where they do. And, I love it on them, but not on me. Yeah. And so it's all about discovering who you are. And that's, we've even got a lot of clients who have got challenges with, cancer. There's so many health issues out there. And, one thing, we don't judge anybody. Everyone's got a story and we're all doing the best we can. And we want everyone who walks into our boutique or shops with us online, I chat to clients every single day, we want you to have a positive experience with the clothing. And, and we listen. We really listen to our clients on what their needs are. Like a lot of clients want arm coverage just at the top.
Yeah.
Some love a singlet.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting what you're saying about losing the weight, because a lot of clients will come in and they'll say, I've lost 15 to 20 kilos, which, if you go and carry around 15 to 20 kilos, I know that from being pregnant.
Yeah.
But when you go and carry around a sack of potatoes, it's a big difference. But in the mind, a lot of clients are still feeling like they're the size 14 or the size 16 or plus. And that's where we've got to reprogram everything. That's where my therapy comes in. I am a therapist, so that's where I use a bit of coaching and therapy to reprogram, who you are, because in their mind they're still seeing someone that 15 kilos heavier. Did you go through that?
Yeah. It was, I think I went through the challenge of not wanting to change my clothes size down. So because I was heavier, I obviously wore like size up. And then when I wanted to go size down, in my brain was like, no, but I probably I'm still this size and I'm not going to look good on that, because I was that size like 2-3 years ago. Obviously that doesn't fit me anymore. And I was walking around with these baggy clothes, which I love. Like, to be honest, sometimes I love my baggy clothes.
So do I.
But sometimes it's like you don't fully embrace yourself in the journey and you're waiting on something to go wrong.
Yes.
Like, no, I'm not going to get rid of this because, to be honest,
just in case.
I lost that weight probably 1.5 years ago. And I was doing cleaning the other day of my closet, and I still have pieces that I size up, because in my brain it's like, no, just in case I need it. But to be honest, like in the lifestyle that I'm taking right now, I really don't want to need them anymore. And I'm sure I'm not going to need them anymore. If I ever fall pregnant, that and there are also pieces that are timeless and they're slow fashion that I know I can add the belt and you can look like a little bit, stylish. And I think that's the key. And it's one of the things that I love about Cazinc The Label, that you can find so many ways to style the pieces that you're buying, colors, styles, shapes. You can wear it like this one. I have something going on tonight and I'm just changing the pants. I'm putting denim on. Yeah. And to be honest, like I'm already looking like 1,000 ways to wear it because it's so practical. It's a tank top. It
is. Under a blazer. You can wear it with a top underneath and wear it as an overtop. But the first thing I would say is I would come to your wardrobe when I used to do wardrobe, and I would keep those staples and clear out the rest. We put it into a bag, put it in your garage. If you haven't used it in the last 6 to 8 months, that's when you donate it, because we want gems in our wardrobe.
Yeah.
The other thing is you put your hangers up, right? So you put them all facing one way. So maybe turn them to face you.
Yeah.
Backwards. As you wear something, turn the hanger around to face forward and then see what you're wearing. Because a lot of clients that I used to see when I was doing a stylist, because I've been a stylist for many years, they used to only wear 20% of their clothes in their wardrobe. So there was 80% there just sitting, hanging, collecting dust. And by the time they went to wear it, it's not who they are anymore, because we change who we are. So keep the timeless pieces, but I want you to have a wardrobe of clothes that you're wearing 80%.
I'm gonna do that. I'm
Of that.
already taking notes to see like
Do
what
that.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a cleanup. Yeah, and you're right. Like there's we evolve as people, and we evolve the way we think, and we evolve the way we dress, and
Exactly.
it's a good way for us to. And I actually did I did a cleanup, and I took a couple of items, and I went to my sister-in-law, and I was like, will you like this? Like this is no, and she was like, oh, but this is such a pretty dress, and I was like, yeah, but I don't wear it anymore. It's no longer me.
Yeah.
So it's good to recognize those patterns of like this is no more me.
Yeah, so it's all up here
Yeah.
as well as down here. But even we've changed the way that we dress since COVID.
True.
And a lot. I've had to redesign everything. And what we do is we're now doing elevated basics, because we want you to have things that you look and feel comfortable. But, I'm trying to get clients, at 58, we don't want to be wearing a hoodie. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
The wind cheater, and trying to get clients' mindsets out of pants and a top. Let's put an outfit together. And then what I say is, you put your Cazinc The Label pieces up one end of your wardrobe, incorporate what you've got as well, those timeless pieces, and then build on your Cazinc The Label. Because when I'm designing, what I do is I look at what we've already got, and then we design items that you can wear with those styles. That's why every Wednesday night, that's why we had to do the podcast early, because Wednesday nights I do a live.
Okay.
And the live is at 7:30 on our Instagram, and I showcase our new styles, but then I show how to wear it back with items that you've already got in your wardrobe, and clients say, oh, I forgot I had that.
Yes,
this
of
is
course.
great. Oh, good. I can add one shirt and wear it 5 different ways with the items I've already got. And that is really important to me. I do strip off and get changed, but I do wear a bodysuit. And the clients call it Wednesday Wine and Style. They named it because they drink wine and I do
That's
styling.
amazing. Do you drink wine?
I certainly do. I drink tequila.
That's good. That's good.
Yes, I drink wine, and I've been known to love champagne.
Oh, yum. Next time when I have you over, I'll bring champagne.
Yes, but I do love a tequila. I love, what is it called? The spicy margarita.
Spicy margarita, yeah.
I'm known for an espresso margarita and a spicy margarita. No, espresso martini, yes.
And spicy margaritas.
But all in moderation.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
all in
Yeah.
moderation,
It's,
because
enjoy yourself and
exactly.
And yeah, you're
because
right.
I'm
Levels.
all about, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy wardrobe. It all comes hand in hand. So as you know, I go to Pilates and I do a lot of walking. These days I've always been into exercise, but diet is a 4-letter word to me.
Yeah.
And so I don't do any, people say, oh, what diet do you? No, I don't.
I enjoy life.
Yeah, but what I try and do is 80% of the time eat really healthy, and then 20% of the time I relax and enjoy myself, because I love to go out for dinner,
Yes.
love a good restaurant. And, it's just really important that then I balance that out, but it's also portion size.
Yeah.
Because I always say you can't exercise your way out of a bad diet.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You need to change habits. You need to change mindsets as well, because you can, it's sometimes the fastest way. It can be convenient, but it cannot be healthier.
That's right.
So you really need to balance it out, balance everything out.
Yes. So, if you want to lose weight, lots of greens, lots of, whatever your body is desiring at that time. Because I find if I deprive myself, that's when I go and binge eat, or if I don't eat.
Yes.
So I always make sure, like today I had snacks, because I knew that I was going from Pilates to work. Our boutique was open, then straight to here. Then, tonight I've got the live, and, I won't finish till probably, 10 o'clock tonight, which is okay. I love what I do. But I've got to fuel my body.
Energy, yeah.
We put good fuel into our car. We've got to put good fuel into our bodies.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Talking about timeless and story, I would like to go through Caz's story. How I want to know where did this love for fashion started? Like, was there a moment? Because I remember clearly, I'll let you think a little bit. My mom has so many jewels on her wardrobe. And I love fashion. And let me confess here, I was so excited to have you on board because of the stylish and the brand. Like, I'm a fan. Like, I love styling. I love fashion. And when I saw you and I knew what you've done and what you do, for me it was like, I want to be like that woman when I grow up.
Oh,
so
I love it.
But that was born from my mom's closet. So I remember going through my mom's closet and she has a walk-in robe. And I remember watching everything and saying, like, if I was her age, I will wear that dress with that blazer, with those shoes. And oh my gosh. And last time I was in Mexico, 3 years ago, I stole a couple of things that my mom was like
How
taking
old were
there.
you when you were already planning these outfits?
Ooh, like 12 years, 13
Wow.
years.
So you've got it in you naturally.
Yes,
Michelle.
I'm a little bit like, I'm trying to take that step because I would love to do it for living because I love it. I mean, I do it in my daily basis for myself. And sometimes, Instagram, I post my outfits and they're like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like, I will never think about that combination, like, I don't know, denim and black or like a denim top and things like that. So last time I was in Mexico, I stole 3 pieces that I was like, this is a basic. And the 4th one that I wanted to steal, I couldn't find it. So my mom has vintage, and she didn't know this. So she used to have a vintage pencil skirt from Oscar de la Renta
Wow.
from ages ago. And she didn't even know that she had that on her closet. So she was like, oh yeah, I have a couple of things there. Like I could, down the road, I'll get rid of them. And I was like, no, let me go there. So I found a Net-a-Porter dress, camel color, beautiful. A red dress as well that it's amazing. Long boat cut, oh, beautiful. And a cardigan sweater that it's from Peru. So it's pure wool. Oh God, no! I just think about it now. I just want to do like a thousand styles.
But this is what, like, so my main thing for me is to make women happy. And it's not just, like, being a fashion designer is the most unglamorous job. I'm always picking up boxes. I'm like, this is why I do Pilates and, lugging bags up the street, in heels.
Of course.
But, it's really hard work.
Yeah.
But when you see a client who, a client came in today and, she lives overseas and here, and she said to me, Caz, your cuts are just exceptional. You've really nailed this. And she was just raving about my label, and she was about a size 14 to 16. And she said, I can't find clothes like this anywhere in the world. And you're doing something exceptional. Well, I burst into tears. And because it means so much to make clients happy.
Of course.
And that's my drive.
Yeah.
And that was my drive being a stylist. That's why I became a therapist, because, to me, I do my therapy through the fashion.
Styling, yeah, of course.
And styling.
And when did that start?
Okay, so going back so
to the origins of Caz.
When I grew up, I was always a bit of a tomboy.
Okay.
And a lot of people might not know this, but I was, back in the 80s, going to high school where we all smoked. Yes, we used
of course, 80s.
Smoke on the oval.
Of course.
And every day we didn't eat, we smoked. And it was so bad. So and I wore the East Coast jeans. I had my Doc Martens, which to this day I am so upset that I ever got rid of my Doc Martens.
Oh, but hey, Doc Marten's still a brand, so you can get new ones.
But I had the original cool.
Yeah,
really,
of course.
and they were worn in because, as you know, it takes forever to wear in a pair of Doc Martens. My husband did buy me a pair of Prada boots years later that I still wear today, and I love them. So they're my new Docs.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah, they're like your Oscar.
Yeah. My
skirt.
Oscar de la Renta, yeah.
Yeah. So, but my thing for fashion came with helping women, but it was my mum. My mum, who again used to sit there and sew her own clothing. I used to make cubby houses under the table while, the Singer sewing machine was going.
Yeah.
And, from a little girl, I always remember, even when I had children, we couldn't afford a lot, so my mum made all their pajamas.
Yes.
And she was just incredible with then she went to the overlocker. And my mum was an aerobic instructor. I always call her the Jane Fonda of the 80s. and if I ever go into the aerobics world, because I became an instructor, I'm never ever Caz, or Carolyn is my real name. I'm just known as Ray's daughter.
Ah.
And mum still is 79 and still teaches line dancing. She's incredible. Absolutely.
Where she teaches
incredible.
line dancing?
Where she lives. She's at a semi-retirement village. She teaches the line dancing. She does all their photography. Sheila's who do shows. I have to book in to see her, and that's the way it should be. She's so busy and just wonderful. But mum was the glamour push. She had... Studio 54 days, she had the white blonde hair, the false eyelashes, and was just glamour plus.
Yeah.
And there's a photo of us on the beach. I'm a chubby little bubby, and mum's there in the beautiful bikini, the hair done to perfection. and that's when it wasn't until later on, it was probably... And then I was a young mum, so I was a mum at about 25. And so, there wasn't a lot of money for clothes. But one thing I was able to do was buy these timeless pieces and put together wardrobes of clothes on a budget.
Yeah.
But I brought really good investment pieces. And that's where it started for me. And it wasn't until I was about 35 that I really wanted to become a stylist. And I have worked with a lot of celebrities, but my passion was styling real women. And, and even today I use the hashtag all the time, real clothes for real women. And it's important to me that, someone who was a mum of 4 children, someone helps someone who I was and still am deep down.
Yeah.
And just to be real and fun. And so this is who I'm designing my clothes for now. But it wasn't until I was 50 that I started the label because A, my children were grown up, but B, I couldn't find clothes for my styling clients. And I saw a gap in the market, and I call us the in-betweeners. So the in-betweeners are the women who don't want to dress like their daughters, they don't want to dress like grandmas, but there is a market that we still want elegant styles, but a little bit edgy, a little bit sexy, because there's nothing wrong, and there's a fine line between being sexy and tarty.
Yes.
Even when I wear our little skirts,
Yeah.
I go up a size because I've got long legs and I want the coverage.
Yeah.
And that's what we need these days. And so I started the label just for my styling clients. And I wanted, I did a lot of research. I have seen women in the fast fashion industry, and it's slave labour. I won't even walk into a lot of big stores these days. I won't mention them, but you can check up online where everyone's got the grading.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big brands out there that I just won't even step into they're boutiques, but not that I go shopping these days anyway. But I learnt a lot. But I've seen women without nails because of sewing, and young girls.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's criminal what's going on. So me saying that we're ethically made and we've won so many awards for our ethical values, it means that everyone is paid properly. They get the overtime. We educate their children. Even recently I went to Bali, and there's nothing to hide. I showcase, I interviewed Yanni.
Yes.
Yanni's so gorgeous. So Jamie's on my design team, and she calls me Cash and Jamie Jam. So we're Cash and Jam now. And I interviewed Yanni to show what we're doing, how we're doing it, showed the factory, because it's a family-run factory. And they are incredibly grateful for our support. We go over there with books and pencils for their children, and they're just really grateful for the work, and they're incredible the way that they work. Their work ethic is amazing, and they're the most beautiful girls. They sing, and when I come in, because a lot of designers go in there and they just ignore them.
Yeah.
Whereas I go in and Caz is here, there's cuddles and, and even the
It's
cutters.
humanity.
Oh,
It's a part of being human. One thing that I hear and I see
is.
as well part of Cazinc The Label, it's humanity. It's
a great word.
the love for yourself, the love for other people, the grateful.
I'm incredibly grateful.
Yeah, from A to Z, like from the A meaning who built it to the Z meaning who sells it and who wears it.
Exactly. And look, we're changing all the time. So this year I went over to Bali twice, and that's where this shirt's been made in a beautiful rayon. We've just released a whole collection of, we're releasing new styles all the time, but it's 100% sustainable. But we've been named Australia's, ethical, number one ethical label. We've just won so many awards for our values, but we've grown into a global brand. Twice we've won, what is it, Australian Label of the Year from the UK, because we're doing things right and a little bit different. And that's what I want to keep promoting with Cazinc The Label. But, it's not an easy journey. So, for anyone out there who thinks, just to become, I did everything wrong. I'm going to be open and honest here.
That's why we were, in Mexico, we say that the bad things are the meat of the gossip. So give me the meat. We definitely, one thing that I'm big, especially on the podcast, is showing that it's okay not being okay, meaning emotionally, meaning financially, meaning project-wise. And I want to go through that to you in the journey of since 2018 that you started the brand until now. What has been the most challenging moment that you said, like, you know what, I'm not fit for this. Like, I think I should have not done this.
I'm going to be open and honest here.
Yeah, of course.
When you own your own business, you are on a roller coaster. You are either on the highest high or the lowest low. I came home one day last week and just burst into tears to my husband and said, I can't do this anymore, because small business is really tough at the moment, and there's always bills coming in, and everyone else gets paid except for us. Yeah. And, there's been so many times that I don't do this for the money, and luckily I don't, but, you've still got to have money to pay for the next collection, to pay for this, to pay for that. So that's why now I launch small collections, because I can pay for those items. They come in, then that gives me enough money to pay for the next. Yeah. And because I was borrowing a lot of money because my husband and I have always run business. Yeah. Always. I remember one Christmas we went away with 4 children and we had $5 in the bank account. There was times that I had to borrow money from my children's savings account to pay wages to staff. And this was Simon's horizontal drilling company. So, there's that reality that when you own a business, there are the highs and the lows. Today I had a brilliant day in store. It was great. You come out and you're just smiling because you've made so many people happy. And, I will fight to the death to keep Cazinc The Label going. And I'm sure Laura from Rise said the same things. Pilates,
Yes.
People think that it's all glamour and it's all, easy. But even yesterday I did a 14-hour day. People say, oh, you got a day off.
Yeah.
Tuesdays because the boutique's not open.
Yeah.
No, that's my admin day that I'm at home, and I did a 14-hour day.
Yeah.
And
as a woman, it's also hard because you have 4 kids and you have a husband at home. So obviously it's not only, it's admin business, but it's admin life. Spending time, quality time with your husband, quality time with your kids, and making sure that at the end of the day, they're your biggest cheerleaders.
They are. Look, I'm so blessed in that area. If I go out with my children or friends, phones away.
Yeah.
Like today, phones in the bag, it's away. And it's really important to do that. Even if I have to, I remember we went out last Saturday night and then I had to come home to put 5 things on the website. But that's when I will do it. But, when I'm spending quality time with my children. But even yesterday, Simon, my husband, hello, beautiful, he walked in for lunch and he saw how busy I was and the phone was going and I was on Zoom meetings and I had stuff everywhere. He just walked in with 2 pieces of fruitcake and a cup of herbal tea, and said, keep going, babe.
Oh,
keep going,
that's
babe.
amazing.
I know. And quite often he does the laundry, most of the laundry. And I'm kicked out of the laundry. But that's where we support each other, because when Simon was working his company, I was doing all the home. And this is what makes a great marriage. It's not just communication. It is supporting each other and being able to be open and honest. But yeah, it's really been a challenging year because a lot of the boutiques that I used to wholesale to are now closing down, and it's heartbreaking because you get to know these people, you get to support these people. One of our clients has just brought a boutique in a country town, and I'm chatting with her every single week to help and support her and say, no, don't overstock, please. Keep it basic. You've got to have your budget. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And I want to support beautiful Dana, if you're listening, to the max, because I want her to succeed. So, but we've had a few young girls come in and work for us over time. A lot of kids, I love giving kids a chance because people have given my children a chance. So, and they come in, and Gen Y is so different to me, Gen X. I go, oh, yeah. What do we do? So here's a computer.
Yeah.
And I have learned so much. Even my first collection, I started off Australian made. Absolute train wreck. I think we started off with 6 items, and I made these faux fur coats. Well, I thought, we'll sell 100. 3 years later, we've still got 50. But being Australian made, it was very hard unless you've got your own factory. There's pattern makers, there's this and that, and we've had some people come in and say, oh, you're made in China. And yes, we do a lot of manufacturing in China and in Vietnam and Bali, and China are amazing. We've got an agency over there because we've got to provide trade certificates that we are 100% ethically made, and that's why we've won all these awards. And so, they're our in-betweeners. So they know, they speak English to us, and then they go to the factories. We know we're doing everything right. But a lot of, especially around COVID, people say, "Oh, you're made in China." Oh, yeah. Or where's your phone, mate?
Yeah.
Where's your car,
Yeah.
mate? But they're exceptional. And even last time we went to Bali, and we went looking at a few factories, and the quality just wasn't there.
Yeah.
They had the quality fabrics, but the workmanship. And this is what I'm learning. And I'm open to learning. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, this old dog has learned so many new tricks. And all I want to say is, if you've got a dream, please go for it. It's not going to be easy. I say to people all the time, if I knew how hard it was going to be, I would never have done it. But I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah.
I really, really am. We were on a runway last week, and it was brilliant. It was, we had I always bring in a model who's size 16 because I want inclusivity. I'm always with the models. Beck and I do a lot of the muddling as we call it, but we want to showcase the clothes on real bodies as well. Carla Conlon often models for us. She's a size 14 to 16, and she's beautiful inside and out. And we've been featured in the Curve Report. So last week we were on a runway, and it was all real models up there. And when they finished, they said to me, "What's your motto?" And all I said was, "Real clothes for real women, and we have real models." And I got a standing ovation from the people, and they could see the quality in our clothing. And they were just, even Totty Goldsmith, she was the MC, she was raving about our clothes, just couldn't believe. And I'm very humbled by that. The girls came back, and we had a bit of a debrief because we stayed at the hotel across the road. And the girls said, "Did you hear Totty speaking about your label? She just can't believe how good the clothing is." And even all the models, they were just like, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is so good." And when new people find us, it's really beautiful.
Yes, of course. It's it intrigues me as well, what you mentioned about the dream. Like, when you have a dream, follow it. And
Yes.
how, now that you're seeing your dream portrayed and tangible, how do you think Caz of 2018 will feel if you go back and tell her, "This is what we built"?
Wow, that's such a great question, because I'm definitely not the Caz of 2018. I've learnt so much from my my team. I stand on the shoulders of giants. Like, Jamie and I have worked together for 8 years. She's my work wife. We can be texting. Even last night I was in bed and I heard my phone go, and I was texting Jamie before Pilates this morning. And we've never had a crossword, but I'm just such a different person to who I just know. Or one thing, when you own a business, you learn to make decisions quickly. And you've got to pivot all the time. I'm always pivoting, always thinking, what else can we do? Even we have a return customer rate of over 50%, which is huge in the fashion industry. Some clients only buy from us. One of my beautiful clients sent me a big hamper today to say Merry Christmas. Thank you for all of your love, your support, your phone calls, your emails, your help. And she only buys from our label. And it's really beautiful to have that. But, when you own a company, sometimes you might have someone asking you a question from here, you're emailing someone, and you've just got to make decisions, and you've got to back yourself with those decisions. I don't think back in 2018 I could back myself the way I can today. And it's made me a better wife, a better mother, better friend, because I value who I am, but I also value my own time. Because when I was younger, this is a little bit of therapy. I always say people have three needs, three fears in life. We have a fear of not belonging, a fear of not being good enough, and a fear of not being loved. And they're the three fears that can really knock us down. And I always had a so when someone came in for a therapy session, I'd go, right, which fear are they doing? I did the fear of not belonging. And now I don't have that anymore. I've got my beautiful girlfriends that I love. I've got guy friends that I love, and I don't have to belong to big groups anymore.
Yeah.
And I can be by myself. They always say if you can go out for dinner by yourself and sit there comfortably, that's such a tick.
Yes.
I can do that now. Back in 2018, not a chance. No way.
Yeah.
And now it's more, and I think I've got more empathy for other people, because I always say, well, as I said, everyone's got a story, and we're all doing the best we can. But because I've had a lot more empathy for myself, I think I can give so much more to others now, and a lot more of an understanding.
Yeah, empathy, it's a big thing. Not everyone have it, and it's unfortunate because at the end it kind of is what it moves the world.
Yes.
Like you cannot be ignorant of the problems of others, and I think that's the essence of Cazinc The Label, being an empath. Like being an empath of other women not feeling correct in their own skin, and making sure that they're going to be feeling comfortable in their own skin and with their own clothes. Because sometimes, as you say, the fear of not belonging, like, oh, what if I'm dressing like this because I want to belong? And finding your essence, and
So
you
true.
helping someone to find that essence with your styling sessions as well. It's the beauty of it.
Become a leader, wear what you want, and let others fit in with you.
Yeah, correct.
That's so true. Yeah. And don't judge. Just don't
Judge.
don't
Please
judge.
say it
Yeah.
louder for the people in the back. Don't judge.
No. Remove judgment, remove the green-eyed monster. Just be really happy for other people's success. And that's what's so important in life. There's enough out there for everyone. And like we even have clients who come in and say, "Oh, it's all right for you. You're skinny." But I'm not skinny. I'm far from skinny. And I want to be healthy. Healthy is better for me than skinny.
Yeah.
And but it's the clothes. It's when you wear the right clothes, and when you're not tugging and pulling at your clothes, it makes such a big difference. Clients will come out and I'll say, "Stop touching. I'm going to tie your hands behind your back in a minute." And they laugh and I go, "I know, Caz, I'm doing it." And that's where, the confidence.
Yeah.
You've got to be confident enough to wear what you want, be who you want, have your hairstyle the way you want it. Beck, who works with me, has this amazing hairstyle. And it's just beautiful. It's short. And every day someone comes in and says, "Where did you get your hairstyle from? What do you do?" And, Beck's going to kill me for this, but she does the old tip cap. Remember, you put the cap on.
Oh,
you do
yeah,
that?
of course. Yeah.
That's how she does it. And this is the thing. We've just got to do what's right for us.
Yeah.
And, and like Beck will be in tomorrow and I'll be so happy to see her. I get to work with the most amazing people. Every day I say to my husband, I'm happy to go. And just these people, and they care about the label just as much as what I do.
Yeah.
And, we might debate every now and then, and Jamie will say, "Oh, Caz, do you really think that's CTL?" I go, "Yeah, of course it is. This is us." And she goes, "Oh, we'll think about that. We'll put that over there for the moment." But yeah, if I can just leave something on the table today, it's life is too short. So I listen to a lot of audio books, and one that I've been listening to is Leader Without a Title. I'm listening to it for the second time. And they said we have, on average, 960 months on this earth. That's what I took out of this morning.
Yeah.
960 months. So we need to worry more about ourselves to give to others. And how I explained this to a girlfriend, she said she used to love giving gifts. And I said to her, "What do you get out of giving gifts to people?" And she told me, and I said, "Right, how about you allow others to give that gift to you?" And I said to her, "You're actually selfish because right now you're not allowing others to give that gift to you." And I always say, to love everyone else, you've got to love yourself first. And it's something that we need. I still work on it all the time.
Yeah.
Listening to my books in the car. I was having this conversation with my son the other day, and Luke said, "Mum," Luke's incredible. He sounds like he swallowed a dictionary. He didn't get that from me. He's got this incredible vocabulary. And, we're always chatting about audio books because it's something that we have in common. And he said, "Mum, you've got to listen to ABC." And I said, "You've got to listen to this." But it's like my little pep talk in the car on the way down, my hour of power, and just something for me. So it doesn't matter whether you're into audio books. My husband, his meditation used to be riding bikes. And even now he goes out, rides his bike, and he feels better. Or we go for a walk. Even yesterday when I was so super busy, I stopped at 5:00. We went for a walk, and then I was with clear mind. Then I could go back to work later on, and it was better off to clear my mind.
Yeah.
So all I want to say is, please, sometimes I know what it's like when you've got 4 children and you're running around and all the rest, but please, do something for yourself. Do something for you because you're worth it.
Yeah.
Every day.
It's one thing that I want to go through as well before we cut out. It's the support network. I hear a lot about your husband, about your kids, about Beck, about Jamie, and how do you go to them every time you don't feel
Caz, yeah. It's mainly Simon who cops it.
Not sorry, Simon.
Yes. And one thing that my husband has learnt, which I taught him, I said, "Please, if I'm having a meltdown," and this is so important to every man out there. Okay, women have meltdowns. It's in our DNA.
I have one every 24 hours probably.
Okay. Don't solve it for us. Listen and tell us how much you love us. That's all we need.
Yes.
We're like a child that stands at the supermarket screaming for the candy bar when we're actually screaming for love, okay? And
you cannot portray it better.
Yeah,
That's definitely
it's so true, isn't it? and so, guys, don't solve it for us. Don't run away. One day my husband ran out the door. He tried to run out the door, but I snibbed the lock, so he could. So he jumped
You were
out.
smarter.
So he jumped out the window to get away from me, this crazy woman. But we've grown a lot from there, and so now please, guys, don't solve it.
Yeah.
Listen. And just love us. That's all we want. So this is Simon's metaphor, okay? He's come up with, he's never ever in the in the black. He's always in the red. But it's always the depth it's the depth.
Yeah.
So he knows. Sometimes he'll come up to here and he goes, oh, I can relax a little bit. And then he goes, oh, no, we're slipping. We're slipping. Oh, Caz doesn't like me very much. Oh, I've got to just turn it up a little bit and get back up to here. But he never, ever goes up to here. and he said, and that's his metaphor for a good marriage.
Yeah, of course. I think the support network, it's everything, especially with your partner. I mean, I don't have a partner, but I have a brother, and he's probably made my partner's function since April. And it actually happened to me probably 2 weeks ago. I came back from work and I was like really frustrated with a lot of things. And I was just in the couch and I started crying and I started mumbling. And my brother was like, do you want a solution or want me to hear you? And I was like, I want you to hear me. He was like, okay. And then I was doing this and then I came back and I was like,
we don't want the solution, do we?
Thank you. And I was like, I already know what I need to do. Thank you. I love you. And I went and he just looked at me. He was like, okay. And he left. And then we debriefed and I was like, my brother's name is Eric. Eric, I love you. And he was like, what do you need from me? Like, is there anything
Ask the question.
Yes. And I started telling him like, look, I'm really simple. When I'm frustrated, I just want to debrief. I just want to take it out, but I know I have the answer. I just need to do my tantrum. So I want to yell for my chocolate bar. I want to say that the world is unfair because I don't have my chocolate bar. But then I'm just like, oh, wait, I have the money to buy it. Let me just go and buy it. And that's it. And my brother was like, yeah, I know. Like, so that's what you need. So I was like,
I'm so happy you get this. But sometimes it can be our hormones. It can be, something happens that just pushes us over. And, Simon can look at me and go, Caz, you're so strong some days, but we are human. And, it's like when we look at body shapes.
Yeah.
Tell me, other than Al Macpherson, who has the perfect body?
Yeah.
And so we've just got to make the most of what we've got and look after our health. And I always say to clients, you look after your health, I'll look after your wardrobe. But it's our mental health, and it's okay to have that tantrum.
Yeah.
And look, even if one of my kids rings me, and they need me, I just listen, to back off. Don't solve it for them. Just let them blurt it out, get it out, and then, okay, all right, done. And then they'll ring me and they go, oh, I've solved it now. It's all good. But sometimes you just need to have that support system.
Yeah, of course. It's really important to have that support system, and especially as a business owner that you are, it's way much more better for you to have it at home, because not everyone, there's single business owners that they don't have anyone at home and they need to rely on their parents or probably their brothers like myself.
Yes.
So it's really important for everyone to have a support network and to know that it's okay, and that not because you have a support network, you cannot do things by yourself, and that doesn't make you weaker, and that doesn't make you weaker or less powerful.
We're human.
We are.
And that's what, even I'm really open and honest in, like, I've got my own Instagram page. So we've got the Cazinc The Label page, and I've got mine, and I'll show cooking and things like that. But I've also shown when, like, earlier this year, I had a mammogram that I had to go back for. And then, for 1 hour, I was positive that I had breast cancer, and it broke me. And so I did a video of me in tears, because I've seen so many I've lost girlfriends. I've just seen what it's done to so many women, and it was such a relief as well. And the positivity out of that, there was only one person who said, I've had breast cancer and this is not good. But that's not what it was all about. It was about me being human, and that we don't always have to be up. We don't always have to wear a mask. Yeah. There's times and places that we need to, I call it moccasin moments. When you go home, you put your slippers on and you just, like people say to me, do you dress like this at home?
Yeah.
No,
I'm a homeless person at home.
I'm human, and that's what this is what I'm trying to portray. That Cazinc The Label. Why I called it Cazinc The Label is Cazinc means my world. It means we're so much more than a clothing brand. This is why I pick up the phone, I chat with clients, I cry with them, I laugh with them, we celebrate with them. We're a community. We have a Facebook page that it's called Cazinc The Label Community. You've got a request to join. Our clients take photos of themselves in my clothing and share it. And that's what we are all about. And, one of my clients was going through a really, really tough time. There's been a few, but she was open and honest, and everyone got behind her and backed her. And that, to me, is what the sisterhood is all about.
Yes,
we need to keep supporting each other because, there's a lot of people who want to bring others down, and I don't want that. I want to make everyone just happy, and that's why this is why you're doing this podcast. This is why I'm on here. I don't want to just talk about a fashion label today. I want you to finish listening to this and go, oh, I can eat nails.
Yeah.
And by me talking about it to you also helps me.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much for sharing all this, Caz. We're definitely doing part 2 because I have so many questions to ask. Thank you very much for coming to us. Please tell us where to find you in Instagram, your store, and days that you are open.
Okay. So we are cazincthelabel.com.au, and that's Caz with C. Because my real name, or I call it my naughty name. My naughty name is Carolyn, but no one could everyone called me Caroline, Carol. So that's why I shortened my name to Caz, much to my mum's shock horror. Mum's the only one who calls me Carolyn. cazincthelabel.com.au, Cazinc The Label on Instagram. We're on TikTok as well. We do some funny little videos when we got time. And for my personal is Caz Rowland. So CazRowland_. And that's my personal Cazinc The Label. And that is a page where I do show how to wear things, what to do, but it's also Simon and I being real walking along the beach, or
Simon being a Grinch.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that?
I saw it, of course.
So Simon will not let me put any Christmas lights out. So the other night he said, do you want to go and see all the Christmas lights? And I said, yeah, let's go for a drive. And we stopped in front of this house and I said, Simon, that's beautiful. Where's our lights? How many do we have? 0. I'm married to the Grinch.
Yeah.
And it's real. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yet Simon always says it's to his detriment. But everyone loves Simon. If I ever post something of Simon, they all love him. Or, sometimes if I'm on the live, I can't get a zipper up or something and I have to, Simon, what's the name of this? And it's just so real. And my cats are running around. But that's the reality.
Yeah.
This is my home. I'm not going to stop my cats from coming in. The thing is, I don't want perfect, because what is perfect?
Yeah, of course.
Because if we get to perfect, we're never going to grow.
Yeah.
And, that's another thing. I always think to myself, we've got to stop trying to be perfect. We can always keep evolving. And, even my label has just evolved so much. And, there's a lot to it. But our boutique is at 51 Rose Street in Essendon, which is a great location because we have a lot of clients flying. We don't rely on passing traffic. That's not what my boutique's about. It's about coming in to be styled. And so we have clients who, we're near the airport, so they fly in, come and shop with us, and they go and stay in Melbourne or fly home. We're from Melbourne, where you can catch a train out to Essendon, and we're right across the road from the train station. And it's a great little boutique. It's, my home away from home. It's a New York style warehouse kind of vibe.
It is amazing. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's got a good feel, hasn't it?
It does. It does. Every time you get in, it just hugs you. It's just like you feel fashionable and comfortable, and all these feelings that it's like, honey, I'm home.
Yeah, and that's what I love. Even this morning, I had a client who came in to see me, just to give me a hug. She said, "I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas." Brought her mum in to meet me. She met Sally, who's just joined our team. So we were closed until Thursday to Saturday, but now we've reopened again. I've been ready. Sally comes and works on a Monday and Wednesday, so we're open 10 till 2. Monday and Wednesday, and 10 till 2 on a Saturday. But Thursday and Friday we're open 10 till 4. And this Saturday, if you're around, we have a bit of a Christmas party. So come and have a glass of bubbles or orange juice with us, and a sandwich, and just come in and just celebrate the year and celebrate you. So that's
perfect. I'll see you on Saturday. I'm gonna be in Pilates on Saturday, so
Come
bubbles
on down.
after Pilates, done deal.
Free calories, we call it. My husband, if he goes for a bike ride, he goes, "I'm on free calories."
Yeah. I mean, negative calories. So, of course. Well, Caz, thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure having you.
To be here.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us on this comeback episode. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Bye.